hundreds of them. Oh, fucking hell. Good morning and welcome back. It's the first one back at Deer Valley for 2024, and literally overnight the lake is frozen over. I have had a quick little walk around. There's patches that are not frozen over. It's a shame really, there's a lot of fish. Lots and lots and lots of fish in close. But obviously under ice. So, I'm not sure how much footage we're going to get today. Or how many fish, if any. Because it is going to be very, very hard fishing. There's literally only a few selective small patches that are not frozen over completely. The owners had to turn the water off over there for Welsh Water to do some groundwork that goes under the lake and back out. So it's the first time they've had the lake froze solid. So fingers crossed, we've got some new flies to try today. We've got the OSG grub. We've got there's a fish just come up over there now, so we might get lucky. It's going to be a bit dicey fishing in between the pylons, but that's what it's all about. We got the featherweight damsel. You can see a Spartic trout just out there now. See his white fins. So I'm going to get set up now, get everything down, and hopefully get into a few fish. I've got a little slight breeze blowing into this bay this morning as well, which is beneficial for drifting these flies down into the bay. I've seen a few fish cruising. There's one of the gold trout down in there. See if we can tease him up. You never know. No, he just circled off. But we are out today. I was hoping, obviously, that the lake wasn't frozen over, obviously. But we are using the new Celestial line. Which so far, I know I'm only casting in close with it. It's a very nice line, very, very supple, even though it is freezing over a little. It's still very supple. There's no kinks out in the line. There is one kink out right at the end of the line, but that's where I've had the fly hooked back on here, and it's just pulled tight. Like stretch that out now and it'll soon go. But yeah, the plan is try and pull a few fish out of what little water we have to fish in. May need to give these new flies a go as well, from the OSG range, from Mr. Buffton, and no doubt they will do the damage, as all the previous other patterns have been doing the damage. So fingers crossed, we'll see a few fish today now. So I'm going to switch over to, well, I have switched over to the intermediate and the featherweight damsel, and on the end of there is, let's just give you a quick look, Get older. Well, that there is the new featherweight damsel, and that's like a fab pattern. The dam fab, I believe it's called. But what I'm finding is, with the water being so cold, I did just see a massive natural brown trout coming through. I'm hoping, I did manage to get my phone out and put it against my Polaroid glasses, and I'm hoping we can see it. So I'll add that footage in round about now while I'm talking. What I'm finding at the minute is this intermediate's not getting down quick enough. It's just still sitting on top of the water. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just cut this leader off at the loop, put my sinking line on. I'll do that as we speak now, because some people always like to see how these Vision Still Maniac reels work. It's only one shame I find with most modern day fly lines these days, is although there's a welded loop on the end, I'm probably sounding really daft at the minute, but there's probably something else on the market. A lot of people use a loop-the-loop knot. I don't particularly like a loop-the-loop knot, so I actually tie my knot to the loop, and I do find it cracks the fly line a little. So it's a shame they don't put like a little split ring on the end to cater for, let's say, the strange ones like myself. So Vision Still Maniac fly reels, there's a little notch there to push in. You take that off, and what I tend to do is fold that line through there when I'm not using it. Saves again clumsy, but there's a notch and a notch. They turn off. Just simply winds out. So you got that. Cassette comes off. Can be a little fiddly, but it's not all that bad. So put that back later. There's little raised areas, and there's one area that's not raised, which goes on the handle side. So turn that over, and that sits into place. That goes back in. It's a little cold, my hands are freezing, but it's still manageable. It's still easy enough to do. That gets tightened in. This is a die 3, an airflow die 3. Literally click it back into place, and that's it. I won't bore you now putting the line through the eyes. I'll get the leader tied back on, and we'll get back into some fish. So I'm just mixing it up a little bit now. I can't see a lot of fish moving. They seem to be out in the deeper water, I'd imagine. Just purely because of the water temperatures. So I've gone back to the indicator now. Using the ecstasy worm, I think they call these ones. Make sure that barb's down. We're on catch and release. And then that's on the point, and about 3 foot above that I have got a hazy as nymph a minute, but I'm going to put a buzzer. So look what we got. Pop that in there somewhere. Oh, so much to choose from. Like an okey doke kind of pattern, I think. I don't want something that's too heavy. something along the lines of that. So I'll get that on now. What I'm thinking is, right on the edges of the ice, could be where the fish are holding out. I think I can see a few silhouettes just out over there. It is starting to snow, so it should be fun. Let's go again. And a fish this pretty deep as well. The okey doke style buzzer is about 3 foot under the indicator, and that ecstasy worm then is another maybe 4 foot under, 3 foot under it again, so I'm looking about 6 foot deep. And as it is now, that's just slowly fluttering itself underneath the indicator and sinking. The OSG grub, although it's got the UV fritz and blue through it, what I'm looking for now is to achieve, with that fluttering white tail, the pinky tail, I'm looking for that extra movement in the water to give me that edge, to hopefully entice a fish that's maybe on the bottom or sulking there somewhere, just to come in, have a quick snap at it, and hopefully put a fish in the net for us. It is going to be very, very difficult today. Snow, see, there's only certain selective spots of the lake that are not totally iced over, but we persevere. I can't see fish, so what I may do at some point is maybe put a stalking bug on, and do something completely different, and just have a little walk up and down the margins and see if I can stalk a few fish. It would have been nice to have caught that brown earlier. That thing, big cockfish, big massive hook jaw on it. It looked very familiar to one of the browns that have already been caught. If I can find a photo for that, I will add it in. Big dark fish, around about the 7-8 pound mark. That would have been a nice start to the year. But I was too busy trying to film a few. And by the time I put a fly over him, then he was going up under the ice. So fingers crossed. Keep everything crossed. We pull at least one fish out today, but it is absolutely freezing, and there's plenty of coffee, there's plenty of tea, there's plenty of bacon sandwiches, and a nice big log burner in the cabin, which is calling me more and more and more as the day's going along to get in nice and warm. But I'm gonna stick it out, hopefully see a fish. So there's me concentrating on the fish, the rows, to try to see if I can see where it was going, and the indicator was burying under. So there's the first fish, missed of the day. Looking promising. I put that one right in close to the ice. I did land right on the edge of the ice. I had to pull the fly off, just to get it to sink, which is pretty awkward really, because the fly is 6 foot past the indicator, so when that fly does actually come off the ice, I'm 6 foot away from the ice where I want to be right in close. So it might be worth me changing my angle of casting soon, maybe go over the side of the bank over there, and cast this way so I can stay on the edge of the ice. But we'll see now. Hopefully there'll be a few fish cruising in close. It's looking promising, this fish rising. Try another cast a little bit closer to the ice, more along that kind of direction there. Might be worth me getting down the bank a little bit as well. But what I find over this side of the lake, because it drops off down the bank, it's actually easier to stay on the top of the bank, so you can get the rod above the bushes and above the fence. It's one good tip. Keep the rod high when you cast back, and cast down and cast high. That's the easiest way to cast over this end. And if you have a good line that shoots out to the rod tips, that'll help as well. Well, we'll try and get this one straight in front of us. Let that sink there. I am liking this line a lot at the moment, this celestial line. It's very nice, very nice. None of the line is underwater, it's all floating. It shoots out the head perfectly. And it is pretty rubbish conditions today to be testing something really, but it's not stiffening out. It's very, very supple. It's nice and light. We need to be back over there again, I think. Let's try one there, a bit further out. Hopefully we get a break in that cloud now and the sun will come out. Take a bit of the chill off the water. Here we go. Come on. Had to work hard for that one. On the squirmy worm on underneath. Oh, we worked hard for that one this morning. Oh, lots and lots of head shakes. Let's try and get my net. Worked hard for this one this morning, very, very hard. See, we're limited to how much of the lake we can actually fish, but if you're willing to move around, chop and change, oh, and he come off. But see, if you're willing to chop and change, try and get those flies as close to that ice as you can. There's a good chance you're going to get rewarded. That fish here was about 3-4 pound maybe. Joys of using those squirmy wormy, not squirmy wormies, or ecstasy worms I think they call them. You have really got to be careful with them. You will lose more fish than you catch, but you will catch a lot of fish as well. Oh, indicator went as well, not looking again. Oh, hopefully you found a pot of fish now. Me not looking and not concentrating, I missed another one. But this is what I'm saying, it is a deadly, deadly fly. All the colours, all the different colours are absolutely deadly flies. But because of that tail that's fluttering, the fish will just come in and sort of suck at the tail. but then you will get other ones and they'll just come in and absolutely smash it. If they're competing with other fish, they will just come in, take the fly. But other times then they will just pick at the fly. So sometimes, even if you're getting little touches on the indicator, it could be worth just leaving it there and waiting for a more solid pull of the indicator. But then sometimes if they are just nipping at the fly, it's just one of those flies that like I say, you will lose a lot of fish and they will catch you a lot of fish. Just all about persevering. Back last year when we had the trip to Clywedog, these flies absolutely annihilated loads of fish, and there was lots of other anglers on the lake using the same methods and getting themselves into a lot of fish as well. But as I say, they will nip at that tail. But I'm just trying to get the point flight to land as close as to the ice as possible. So then I'm only about 6 foot away from the ice by the time it lands and starts sinking. And it's when that fly starts sinking, the tail is doing all this going down. But I do like this celestial line. Does shoot very well. I lifted that line off the water there, possibly 15-20 foot out. Just lifted it off and cast straight back out with precision. No false cast, just straight off the water. So what I might do now is just slowly figure eight this in instead of causing too much disturbance on the water. Put a cast slightly right, a bit further out. I think these big geese are going to have a shock now if they want to land. No doubt they will land straight in front of me. Now you watch. Hopefully not. There is a small lake just below us that's not fishable. Used to hold a lot of carp. Here we go, first cast. First cast and it's buried under. It's good fish, this is. So typical. Battery just went on the GoPro. First cast. Got a fish here of about £3 on the ecstasy worm under the indicator. Float went straight under. So we're not going to mess about lifting him out or nothing. Quick release and get him back. And he's gone. So that was a fish pretty quick here then. Change of location, come back down to where we were this morning. First cast, indicator went straight under. Been very hard fishing this morning. The breeze that picks up every now and again, absolutely freezing cold. We've missed a few fish. Nearly landed one earlier. We've just landed one there, so it could be a possibility there's a pod of fish all grouped up and they might take a little favouring to the ecstasy worm under the indicator. I am going to persevere with it. That was instant. Literally as soon as I cast it the water, bang, fish took it. I can see a few fish moving, so I might just stick it out in this corner now. The wind is blowing back into this corner, which is bringing the line around and slowly towing the flies into the bay naturally. So hopefully there'll be some fish cruising around looking for an easy meal, and they'll get onto it. So it's a good possibility now that could be the end of the day for me. Way too much ice on the water. The lake was totally fishable yesterday. It was not a slither of ice out there. Tim, one of the other boys, fished here yesterday. Had plenty of fish. As I say, no ice at all yesterday, but temperatures have dropped to -1 and the wind have disappeared, so like I say, the flow of the pipe has been dropped as well, and the lake is totally frozen over. We've done alright though. We've had a few bites under the indicator, missed a few. We had one earlier up in the corner, nearly got it to the net, but it came off. And we had one down there straight away after going back. So I'm just gonna have a little walk around now, see if we can spot a few fish moving, maybe get the indicator in front of them again. The ice seems to be thawing out a bit this side now. So I'm very, very tempted. I've got about another hour left, so the ice has pushed further out this way, so I think I'm going to give it a go. If I do catch anything, I will bring you back. If not, thanks again for watching. I hope you all had a great Christmas and you're having a happy new year so far. If you haven't already liked and subscribed the videos, it goes a long way just to subscribe. It's all for free. Thanks again for watching. Catch you on the next one.